Well, hey everybody, Tom Miller here from Leaders Building Leaders, and so excited just to spend a couple of minutes with you on this beautiful, beautiful afternoon. And I'm here talking about, as part of our book study, Todd Whitaker's "What Great Principles Do Differently." Right, 20 things that matter most. And so, for this, particular session, I would just like to spend a minute or two here, really talking about your higher level achievers, right? Not from a student standpoint, from an adult standpoint, from a teacher standpoint, and why this is critical that leaders don't make the mistake that I made as a principal. And so the mistake that I made, which is a common mistake that I still see principals doing now in my practice as a coach of principals and a consultant for principals, is that they spend the majority of their time with the low achiever teachers. Whereas a leader, you need to spend, and I'm going to say between 60 and 80% of your time with your higher level achieving adults. That's right. And I know probably most of you just, gasp like 60 to 80%. I mean, there's no way I could spend 80% of my day with them. Oh, yeah? What are the consequences if you don't? I could tell you what they are. I watched it happen to me. I didn't know it was happening until it left. You see, higher level teacher leaders crave feedback. They're hungry for growth. That's how they became a higher level leader to start with. Now, they're certainly going to grow and learn without you because that's just how that they're bred, right? In a sense, right? That's just ingrained in them to continuously every day, right? Try, fail, learn, relearn, right? Try new practices, learn again, and just keep going over and over and over, improving themselves. That's why it's so important an administrator that we be so careful with our memos and our communications. See, because our higher level teacher leaders are really the only one reading it. Right, so if we send out a memo trying to get someone to come to work on time or to use a certain system, we're actually impacting and diminishing our higher level leaders more than we're changing the behavior of our other people. So you don't need to offer constructive criticism to your high level leaders. Now, I'm not saying you don't, help them get better. But what you need to be very careful of is your words around them, because here's the thing, which a really great teacher or a principal taught me one time. She said, Tom, everybody feels better after they vomit, but no one likes to be vomited on. And especially high level teacher leaders, like they don't need to be nitpicked, right? They're already hard on themselves enough. So that's the first part. When you're working with higher level achiever leaders, you need to make sure your feedback is focused on growth, and that use a cognitive coaching model to really help them come to their own truth, right? Asking them higher level questions and really helping them grow as a leader, because what you need them to be able to do at all times is to lead outside of the four walls of their classroom. They're already going to kick butt in their classroom. You need them to be more and do more outside of their classroom. But the more that they feel nitpicked, the less that they're going to do, because the last thing they ever want to do is look bad in the eyes of their boss. So be very, very conscious of that, how you're giving them feedback and how much time you're spending with them. Because the mistake that I made is that, gosh, if I could just get my lower level teacher leaders as good as those other people, oh my gosh, we are going to be awesome. When I should have been pouring into them, identifying what goals that they have, where do they see themselves, and putting them in opportunities to be more successful, not only in their classroom, but outside of their classroom, and helping them through those professional advancement opportunities that they are looking for. And part of that was, hey, can you coach? Can you mentor? Can you support? Can you lead some professional development? Like these are things that I need you to do, right? Because the school's going to be better because you're doing it. And here's the thing, what normally happens. our higher level teacher leaders are already doing most of the volunteering, right? It's the 80-20 principle. 80% of your volunteer hours are going to come from 20% of your people. And so, what we can't have our higher level teacher leaders doing, even though they love to do these things, is to volunteer for everything, right? We almost need to tell them, hey, I'm going to be sharing something at the faculty meeting today. Don't volunteer for it. I've got bigger and better plans for you. You had talked about being a curriculum, a specialist one day. Well, we need our standards evaluated, or we need new pacing guides, or we need someone to go investigate these assessment tools. And there's nobody on these school grounds, I think, that can do a better job than you, right? You validate, you empower higher level leaders. You don't put them in the same box as everybody else. They're above the box. They're outside the box. Call them a rhombus, whatever you want to call them. Let them step outside, because there's two things that higher level teacher leaders love: recognition, because we all want to know that we've done a good job, but they also love autonomy, right? Let them fail forward. Let them take chances. Let them take risks, because they've been working and processing and investigating. And you know who they're hanging out with? Other higher level teacher leaders. And that's another point. A level leaders don't hang out with B level leaders and C level leaders and D level leaders. They just don't do it. So if you want more higher level leaders in your organization, make your organization a place where higher level achievers, higher level leaders thrive, because they're going to recruit their friends to come work there. And here's the thing: B level leaders tend not to hire A level leaders, because they don't always feel comfortable around somebody outperforming them. So if you have any issues or concerns with people shining in your building, you need to take a look in the mirror, because you're part of the problem, right? And I did that at times. Of course, I wanted the limelight on me and my badge. I wanted the school to be successful, probably because so I could say we were successful. But I was doing it the wrong way. I was trying to work from the bottom up, right? I was trying to lift everybody from the bottom up. What I really needed to do is practice my time and empower and develop the higher level teacher leaders and teach them to hit that next tier, right? And just keep multiplying that leadership out throughout the organization. If I have said anything that you like, anything that you find valuable, hit the share button, right? Hit the share it out, or make a comment at the bottom. What did you like? Make sure you subscribe if you're listening on our podcast. Make sure that you subscribe to our page wherever you're listening to. Okay, because here's the key. Here's the key. Leadership evolves daily, not in a day. You can't go to a seminar and all of a sudden be a leader. You need to practice on a daily basis. So that's why I'm inviting you to be a part of this What Great Principals Do Differently book study. Whether you are listening to the sessions live or you're going to listen to the follow-up sessions, it's all going to work, right? Because when you bring in good information, positive, strong information from experts, right, like-minded experts, right, other principals that have been studying this book now for the last 7 weeks together, and discussing it and really going deep and taking the study guide questions that we've provided them and really reflecting and having calls to action to improve their practice. Like when you continue to do that day after day after day, consistency compounds. So what you do, go to our website, leadersbuildingleaders.com, and right on top, you're going to see join our What Great Principals Do Differently book study. Go ahead and click on that button. You can go right to it. So go to lbleaders.com, leadersbuildingleaders.com, and search right at the top What Great Principals Do Differently book study, and you'll be able to join us. You'll have access to all of the study guides and all the supplemental resources. You can also find a link right here in the show notes. So here's your call to action. Today, I want you to identify who are my top 20%, who are my top 20% of my staff, right? Not by position, by capacity. Who has the potential and the capacity to be a outside of the four walls of the classroom leader at my school. And then I'm going to start calendaring time to spend time with them because I need to identify where do they see themselves in 2 to 4 years. And then you're going to start creating a plan, an individual plan to help them get there. What parts of your organization can they be in charge of, right? What initiatives can you put under their under their under their tasks to help the organization get from here to there? So that's your homework. Let me know how you did. Join our book study. Go to our website, lbleaders.com. Click on the button at the top that says join our What Great Principals Do Differently book study. Thanks, everybody.